There's absolutely nothing more nostalgic for me in the world of gaming than the Nintendo GameCube, which isn't surprising when you consider it was my first ever video game console. In fact, it was the first ever console I played my first video game on, but that's a video for another day. Today, I want to talk about a game on the GameCube that has proven time and time again to be one of my favorite games of all time, and I'm talking about none other than Resident Evil 4. Hey guys, my name is Oliver, I'm the Retro Gameboy, and welcome back to another video. And if I'm being honest, I am the type of gamer who struggles to finish video games. It doesn't matter the genre, the publisher, or the hype I build it for a game, there's just very few that I see through to the end credits. So that makes it even more special when I find a game that I not only play multiple times, but beat all the way through, let alone this many times. Oh, Resident Evil 4. What is it about you? Is it your campy action, ludicrous set pieces, nerve-wracking atmosphere, or maybe it's your endless revolutionary mechanics never before seen in shooters? Well, in all honesty, it could be any of these things. And with an absolutely incredible looking remake inching towards its release, I see no better time than to gush over
Resident Evil 4.
My experience with Resident Evil 4 starts way back at the beginning of my journey of collecting video games. I only owned a few consoles at this time, and one of them was my original Nintendo GameCube. The same one I had when I was only a couple years old, and back then, I just was not the right demographic to be playing survival horror third-person shooters. But when I got into collecting, I had an appetite to play some of the greatest games of all time. More specifically, the ones you'd find on YouTube lists for the greatest games of all time, and Resident Evil 4 was on every single one of them. So, needless to say, I was overjoyed when I found a perfect black label copy of the game at a local thrift store, and it even had the original receipt from the release date of the game purchased at an EB Games in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is just so cool. And when I got that game home, boy did I play it. For like 3 hours until I got really frustrated and gave up. And after that, I didn't revisit Resident Evil 4 until a couple years later when it was re-released on PlayStation 4. And although I made it much further into the game, after the frustrating castle sections defending Ashley, I put it down and just, once again, did not come back. And then, a handful of years later, a console was released that changed the entire way I would consume video games due to its accessible and portable nature. And of course, I'm talking about none other than the Nintendo Switch. And man, when RE4 came to the Nintendo Switch, not only did I play it again, I finally beat it. But not only did I beat it, it became one of the first games I ever fully completed. And not only that, I loved the game so much that after completing it, I went back to the Nintendo GameCube to play it once again. But why? After 3 different attempts across multiple generations, I could never really find a passion for RE4. But when I had the ability to play the game at any rate I want, wherever I want, it just clicked. I finally understood why people love this game so much, and I couldn't put it down. Literally for the better part of that entire year, I replayed Resident Evil 4 over and over, finding new unlockables, playing the alternate campaigns, playing through with different costumes, and playing with all the different guns, and oh my god, the different guns. Not even including the wacky unlockable guns like the P.R.L. 412, the Infinite Rocket Launcher, the Chicago Typewriter, but I'm talking about the normal campaign weapons like the Riot Gun, the Mine Thrower, and my personal favorite, the Red 9. But what makes these weapons so satisfying is the way they can be upgraded and added to throughout your multiple playthroughs. You actually can transfer all of your weapons and all of your gear from one playthrough to another in a New Game Plus campaign, which is just so much fun. Genuinely one of the most enjoyable New Game Plus experiences you could possibly have is playing through Resident Evil 4 after your first playthrough, using the costume set of the Mafia outfit and the armored suit for Ashley so that she can't be picked up, and then getting the Chicago Typewriter and absolutely burning through every enemy in your way without even needing to worry about what's going on behind you, because no one can take Ashley, so the annoyance is gone. Just the way these guns feel to shoot is incredibly satisfying, which is also probably my favorite thing about playing the game on the GameCube. The way the triggers feel and the way they click when you pop a Las Plagas' head is just one of the most satisfying things in all of gaming. But this still doesn't answer the question. What for me makes this game so replayable? And in all honesty, it isn't just one thing. It's all of these combined that make this one of the most replayable and enjoyable video games of all time. Which would make it easy to understand why I am just so insanely excited to play the absolutely fantastic looking remake coming out earlier next year, which looks to be staying faithful to what made the original game so incredible and iconic, but adding some fantastic modern quality of life tweaks to the classic and hopefully brings it to a whole new generation of gamers. It may have taken a handful of generations worth of consoles and countless different attempts, but I get it. I get why Resident Evil 4 is one of the most beloved video games of all time, and if I were to rank my top 10 video games of all time, it would be near the top of the list. In all honesty, I could talk about Resident Evil 4 all day, but I do fully intend to make a video talking about the remake when it is released and seeing how it stacks up to this undeniable classic. And being honest, for the developers, I wish you guys luck, because remaking one of the most beloved games of all time is a task that I would never take on myself, but it looks absolutely fantastic and I cannot wait to play it. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please sound down in the comments below, what do you think of Resident Evil 4? And if Resident Evil 4 is not your favorite Resident Evil, please let me know what is your favorite, or maybe you hate Resident Evil altogether. Let's talk about it in the comment section below. I will see you guys next week with a new video, and without further ado, my name's Oliver, I'm the Retro Game Boy, and I'll see you guys next time.